Hi, thank you for joining me for day 20 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch, you can see in the top right hand corner there, is by Jennifer Kane. I'll put all her details down below in the description box, along with the playlist of everybody else who's playing along with this fabulous hop. So do go along and have a look at their videos and give them some love. It's a great hop to join in, but it is a lot of work, so it would be lovely if you could show them some love too. So today I am using my new Vicki Boutin Where To Next and some photos from our trip to Boston back in 2015 when we went to Fenway Park. We did one of their organised tours of the baseball stadium and it was great fun. So these photos are just, I really enjoyed the signage around the stadium. So it's literally just some painted signage on a brick wall showing the restrooms and a picture of the pitch with the big advertising hoardings and the scoreboards behind. So you've seen I used a template to draw around these circles that Jennifer has on the sketch, and now I'm just going in with shimmers. This is Shimmer's Coal, just to trace the outline of those circles. So first of all, the large one, there's two large ones and one smaller one, and it wasn't an exact circle that I used, but it was just a circle that was from a wreath that I cut out on my silhouette previously. The smaller circle that I'm painting in here, I just drew around one of our serving bowls. Just looking for anything round and circular to use for this. So once I've gone round with this coal, and I'm just doing it roughly, I'm not too worried about having exact circles, because as I say, the template wasn't even an exact circle anyway. I'm going to bring out my olive green in shimmers again, and a smaller paintbrush, and add some circles around the black. Some will be on the black and some will come out and around the black as well. And that just brings that green in nicely that you can see on the pitch and around the door frame to the restrooms in the first photo. So just roughly adding this paint, adding more where I feel that it's a bit too faded, but not worrying too much. A lot of the photos and embellishments are going to be covering this anyway, so it's just to give a hint of that green. And then I shall leave it to dry and come back with the next thing. I do add some splatters as well. So whatever's left on my paintbrush, I just dip into water so that it loosens it off the brush, and then flick it around the page, just like that. And that just adds a little bit more interest around the page. So I want to next bring in some of the red. So I'm just working out where the position of the photos is, and then I've got my Lumberjack Plaid Distress Oxide ink and one of the Tim Holtz masks, which has circles all over it. And I'm just going to create almost like a shelf for the photos to sit on, and also another area above the photos. And if you look at Jennifer's sketch, you can see that she does have some mixed media in those places, so that worked out quite nicely. So just bringing those photos in to check where to add this. And I don't want to go too low with it because I will be adding some photo mats and things. But obviously I don't want it so high that it isn't covered by the photos. So now I'm going to come in with some scraps and work out how to map my photos. First of all, this strip of green, and I'm going to focus on the reds, blues and greens. The blue of the sky, obviously, the red of the stadium seats and the green of the grass. So working with some scraps, and then I will bring in a full sheet of paper shortly. And just using my 6-2 tape runner to get those adhered down. And I don't want to go too mad with the mats because the photos are overlapping one another, but just enough to create some interest really. And also to build up the size of the photo slightly because that inking is quite high at the top. So I bring in this full sheet of the sun and the sun rays because it's got that lovely red at the bottom, which will work nicely. So just trimming off the white so that the red shows. And then bringing in some green and blue as well. And I have it that way around to start with, but I do actually flip them round and have the green on the right hand side in the end. So just sticking everything down, and I'm not bothering to distress my edges today. I think because the circles are relatively rough, but with smooth edges, I wanted to continue that in through the papers as well. So just working out whether I want to use this off-cut of the spotty paper, but I don't in the end because it's overlapped by the smaller photo, so there's no need to use that. I can use that on another layout. So you can see here, as I push those two photos together, that green mat has actually fallen off the back, and I don't realise at first. And it's only as I start to stick these foam pads down that I notice that that cloud paper is at a wonk. So I'm just finagling now to get it right. And then I can carry on adding my foam pads once it's stuck down. I must have just not pushed down hard enough on it once I'd matted it with the Sticks 2 tape runner. So these are the 25mm Sticks 2 foam pads that we sell on a roll at Hey Little Magpie. They're absolutely brilliant for adding dimension to your layouts. Just wanted to add another little bit of paper at the bottom here. I felt that that gap was too obvious, so just cutting a strip of that red off to add to the bottom there. And continuing now with these foam pads, just to get the back nicely covered. So I'm going to stick this down before I start embellishing. I just find it easier so I know exactly where it's going and I can tuck bits and pieces in all over the place. And this Where To Next collection is huge, it's immense. There's so much to choose from. I think today I focus on the papyri pack and the chipboard, because otherwise you can overface yourself. There's so much. Just wanted another strip of a different colour down that left hand side there, so just cutting a strip of that pink and white check. So I'm going to come in with the title first of all and just simply write Fenway Park. I love these chipboard alphabets, they work really nicely, and add that bright pop that I want at the bottom of the page. And then I'm coming in with my 49 and Market film strips. I keep forgetting about these, and then I see somebody else's layout with them and think, oh yes, I must use them. So I thought this would be a really good layout to use them for. So I'm using the sage green and the yellow and overlapping them on the left hand side there. And then I was thinking about using the inserts but decide against that, but I do bring another smaller yellow one into the right hand side just to balance things out a bit. So first of all, gluing these down, overlapping, and then I'll come in with the other piece shortly. Just using my wet glue because it's quick and easy. And I really like the gravitas that brings to the left hand side of that big photo. So as I say, just bringing that small one in for balance on the right hand side, and that's almost like a mat to add all my embellishments to. So I'm going to embellish around the bottom of those two frames. I just brought in that little green sticker from an old Studio Calico sticker sheet, and it says "You Are Here," so I thought that was appropriate, and it's the perfect green. And now I'm bringing in some tickets from the papyri paper pieces, because obviously we needed a ticket to get into the ground. And I love this little border again from the papyri paper, so just adding that to the edge of the photo. And then another ticket, just tucking that in underneath. And then I have a Flair badge just from Hey Little Magpie with a little camera on it, and this knitted star that we sell at Hey Little Magpie. These labels that I'm bringing in are the printables that we sell at Hey Little Magpie, just varying colours that I've cut out, and I want to put down that right hand side with some tickets from the 49 and Market Ticket Essentials in the silver grey. And they all just layer up really nicely, and then I've moved that sticker over as almost as like a pin to hold everything together. So I'm just trying to work out how to put this star. This star was a reject from the ones that I could sell because it had a dark mark in the middle. So I'm just layering the Flair badge over the top to hide that dark mark. And then bringing in some more of those silver tickets to the left-hand side. So this one is an Admit One ticket, so I thought that would work really nicely, and a bit smaller than the other ones. So it's nice to have the different layers and different sizes. So just getting everything glued down and working out if there's anything else I need. Another little ticket to the right hand side, another one that says Admit One, which is horizontal rather than vertical. building up those embellishments on either side of the photos really nicely. These little gold dots were from my drawer of old stash, and I just thought they would bring something nice to the layout, so adding a few of those on each side. And then the chipboard pieces, this tab just says dream, and I wanted to bring a little bit more height to the photo at the top, so I've added that in, and now I'm just going through the sticker book to see what else I can find. Find this little tab as well, so layer that over the top. And I really like this sticker that says new things to see, so just popping that across the top of the photo. Now coming in with my date and my roller date stamp, and then I'm just going to add a tiny bit of journaling at the bottom here, and it just says such an amazing tour and gorgeous signage. Adding a little heart to the right bottom there, because I felt like it just needed something to fill that out a little bit. And then I see this bulldog clip, and I think that will work nicely at the top, just to bring that height in that I was after at the top of the photo. So finally I'm going to come in with some gold splatters, and that's the layout done. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Jennifer, for the inspiration. I loved your sketch. It was great fun to work with, and I shall see you again tomorrow for day 21. Bye.